Welcome back to Morgan's video blog, Morgan's online blog in video format. Today, I'm here to talk to you about you don't have to write alone. NaNoWriMo, PitchWars, Authortube, and more. When I first started writing, I wanted to tell a story. No, wait. When I first started writing, I wanted to read a story that didn't exist except in pieces in my head. And the only way for me to find out exactly who these characters were, exactly what these characters wanted, and why, was to write it and then edit until it rang true. And the other thing is, I was doing my writing in a vacuum. I was writing alone. The stereotype of the writer is the heavy drinking or maybe tea drinking loner with dozens of cats, with a feel that truly great art, great writing comes from pain and suffering, and you must be actively suffering. Well, I know that it depends on how you write and what you like to read and what brought you to where you are today, but that stereotypical writer life doesn't sound very healthy to me. Be you an introvert, an extrovert, or something in between, most of us thrive in supportive environments that push us to achieve something greater. In this day and age of the internet, supportive writing communities can be found virtually everywhere. Maybe you like the challenge of NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writing Month, where you pledge to write 50,000 words in 1 month. But NaNoWriMo is more than just a website account where you plug in how many words you wrote that day. It has forums, Twitter hashtags, Facebook groups. Plus, they support local writing groups with liaisons that run in person and these days especially virtual meetings with meetups and write-ins and all-nighters. And you can be active year-round. I mean, they've got Camp Nano in April and July, or you can just only touch a pen in November. And you're still just as valid a member of the community. You can be a 15-year vet with 15 wins under your belt or pen 500 words every November. And you still count. Maybe Twitter is your jam, sharing your updates on the hashtag 5am Writers Club. Joining the different hashtag chats and sharing writing memes and progress posts. You might be the type of writer who joins those Twitter hashtag parties like PitMad or SFFPit or DVPit for diversity, where you tweet a short pitch for a polished manuscript and hope a literary agent from a reputable agency likes your tweet. If so, that's an invitation to query and typically gets you bumped to the top of their inbox. For the low-key writer who loves a good aesthetic, hashtag authors of Instagram may be for you. Cover reveals, office setups, and quotes from books abound on Instagram. While less centralized than the other social medias, it's a great place to connect one-on-one. If you're a Facebook user, there are dozens, hundreds, thousands of groups for genre writers and all age ranges. There are professional groups and critique circles. There's a Summit Club and the Insecure Writers Group. I personally run several support groups for Pitch Warrior Hopefuls and Admin, a sci-fi fantasy group. But basically, social media in general is a good way to connect. Reddit, Tumblr, MeWe, or wherever you hang out is likely to have a group or 10 for writers. Take a look. Speaking of PitchWars, for those of you who don't know, PitchWars is an online mentorship opportunity where you query mentors like an agent. If you are accepted, you work with them for several months, and at the end, all of the revised manuscripts and their queries get showcased with reputable agents invited to come and make offers. Some books get into bidding wars, while others don't find an agent then, but in either case, you end up walking away with a more polished manuscript. While I've never been a mentee, I have found plenty of critique partners and supportive friends from the community. The PitchWars community is full of writers who have finished and polished manuscripts and are ready to query, exactly the same stage of their writing careers that I'm in. PitchWars is very active on Twitter. It has its own forums, not to mention, of course, the Facebook support groups. Now, outside of your local NaNoWriMo group, many cities and regions have their own writing groups. Some are critique circles, some are open mic nights for poetry or short stories. Some are support groups, some accountability groups, and some all of the above. Know what sort of group you'd prefer, hit the internet and see what you can find if you want that local touch of the possibility, at least in another age, of meeting up in person. There are Discord groups. My local NaNoWriMo group has its own Discord server with easy add-in sprint bots where you say sprint in 5 and you type in how many words you start off with and how many you finish, and you try to beat your own goal or anyone else who joins the sprint. It's got chat rooms to discuss plot issues and share pictures that we've drawn of our characters and all sorts of things. My local writing groups and the cons I've worked, they also have their own Discord servers. Everybody's getting on there. There's even verbal chat rooms where you can hang out and chat, you can share images, files, and more. Now, some writing communities form around the works themselves. An archive of our own, the Hugo-nominated and winning group for fandom fanfic. Plus, there's Wattpad and dozens of other websites where writers are sharing their work, often in chapter increments, and they get feedback and they often learn to improve their writing and grow a fan base before or instead of being published. While it's not unheard of for major successes to get traditional publishing deals, it's not an avenue for success I recommend because the odds are not with you. So next, there are your conventions and book fairs. Big weekend events. Some are focused on professional development, some on the joy of reading. Some celebrate certain genres. While you can get a lot out of them, it typically takes about 3 visits to a particular event before you really get comfortable and familiar at the event. And after that, the networking is much easier. While there is no right way to attend a convention, there are several typical approaches. There's hanging out at the bar to network, colloquially known as Barcon. You can attend the panels and the workshops, either casually or hitting 30 panels in 3 days and filling a notebook with tips. You can just wander around, absorb the sights, talking to whomever you meet, collecting all those freebies and giveaways. You can strategically attend panels and pitch sessions and actively try to network, approaching it like a professional development convention, or you can volunteer to work the con itself. Do you want to run lights or register people, help with the website? Are you an EMT and want to help out with the first aid group? Do you want to run the disability services and help make sure everyone get the right accommodations? Maybe you want to help with programming, making sure there's events you want to see, or be a liaison for one of the great speakers. There are jobs big and small for almost anyone who wants to get involved. And last but certainly not least, there's Authortube. Some of us writers love talking about what we do. We like to write with our friends anywhere, and we don't mind or want to become comfortable with videotaping ourselves and putting it out there. Authortube is a YouTube hashtag community on YouTube by authors for authors. The Authortube community hosts live streamed write-ins, workshops, writing vlogs, progress posts, and just about anything you can think of writing related. A fair number are self-published authors, and while a few of the Authortubers are here for the drama, sharing, "Did you hear what just happened?" videos, we also have book bloggers talking about things they read and liked or hated, journalers, and more. Most of us are here for the community. While many people keep crashing into the toxic side of the internet, I usually only hear about most drama secondhand. Instead, I keep making new friends who share my passion. The writing community takes as many forms as there are writers. If you are out there writing alone, without support, without a network, you don't have to go it alone. If you want a connection, no matter the format, no matter the scale, there is a writer's community out there for you. And if there isn't, build it and they will come. Just a note, remember, you often get out of something what you put into it. So don't expect people to become your best friends on day one if you're not willing to extend a hand. Let me know if there are any writing communities that you are a fan of that I missed. Let me know if a writing community has made a difference in your life. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching. Please hit that bell so you'll be notified when my next post goes up, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything I'm doing. And if you hit that like button, it goes a long way towards helping other people find me on YouTube. So thank you for watching, and see you again next week for more writing tips and writerly musings. Bye-bye.